Well, if it ain't NickyNik, what's going on, man? Boy, what do I like or not like about NickyNik? Lots changed, man, since we last seen each other. Well, I got one of these now. Don't worry, it's not yours. It's definitely not yours. There's one just like it. I have twins. This is Ava Rose. I know some of you guys on the YouTubes have seen Emma Lynn, but this is Ava Rose. This is the twin, just as cute. But anyways, NickyNik. I discovered NickyNik late January of I want to say 07. And it was on a YouTube video response that he did that got featured. But he kind of like was one of the innovators, I guess you want to call it, where he set out to really entertain YouTubers, the community and whatnot. And he did just such a phenomenal job of it. He actually inspired me to kind of take the path that I ended up taking later on with YouTube, or that I guess I'm still currently on. And I had the fortunate pleasure of meeting NickyNik at New York, 777 in Washington Square Park. The guy stands out like a sore thumb. He's like a 50-year-old bodybuilder with a tight shirt, because he's got muscles everywhere. And I wanted a NickyNik t-shirt, but he had given them all away. He even ended up, like, there was a homeless lady too that actually ended up wearing a NickyNik shirt, and that was a good time. So, and he was a cool cat, man. I mean, he was like one of those people that you can just sit down with and talk with, and it's like you've known each other forever, like forever. So later that evening, we're at the after party at this club, and I'm like getting liquored up on those $8 bottles of beer and $12, mixed drinks and whatnot. It was a pricey night, and and there I spy NickyNik, and there's some Michael Jackson tune that was playing, and he was dancing with Esther, Faint Starlight. Anyway, so I saw him dancing with her. I was like, oh, this is gonna be one hell of a night. And so the party is winding down, and it was time to go on to the next thing. And in New York, man, that night never ends, and I wasn't ready to get back to the hotel room. So it was me, a Faint Starlight, Charles Trippy, and NickyNik. I'm already drunk. I think I was the only one drunk. I don't think Trippy might have been drinking a little bit, but I don't know. And NickyNik is a sober guy. He's been sober for like the last 30-some years or whatever the case may be, and which is respectable. But here's the thing with that guy: no matter how much you drink, he is keeping pace with you mentally, if that makes any sense whatsoever. I mean, the drunker you get, the drunker you think he is, because he's at that point that people drink to get to where NickyNik is naturally. No inhibitions, just crazy, having a good time. The guy knows how to enjoy himself, and he knows how to enjoy people around him. So we end up, I don't know, Trippy got some invitation or something like that to this Giraffe Hotel. So we all pile up in cabs, and we head off to this Giraffe Hotel, top floor. It was a really just good time just hanging out up there, just meeting all these different people. There was some kind of production company that was trying to integrate themselves with YouTube through product placement or something like that, and so that's how this thing kind of all formulated. And man, it was just such a good time. And then thereafter that, we leave that place, and then I had asked NickyNik if he wanted to be my father. I never grew up with a dad, and he was a great guy, so I asked him if he wanted to adopt me, and he accepted the offer. I guess he just wants to be another deadbeat dad in my life. Does your grandpa NickyNik not want to see you, huh? Back to the story. So we're just wandering New York at this time. We're kind of hungry. I'm stoned. I'm drunk, and we end up at some deli. And so I'm hungry. So I order a sandwich, this, that. Everybody's getting something, and all of a sudden I hear NickyNik order a Yoo-hoo. Now I turn around, I don't see a Yoo-hoo in sight, but the man wants a Yoo-hoo, and I'll be damned if the guy behind the counter didn't pull out a Yoo-hoo for Nick to just pound out. So we're sitting down, we're just chatting then and having a good old time, and Nick's drinking his Yoo-Hoo, and I'm trying to sober myself up a little bit. So, NickyNik, man, he is a guy to know. If you don't know him, get to know the guy, or at least watch every single one of his videos. He is by far one of the most original talents on YouTube, and hopefully, you know, with this movie he's making and whatnot, he can finally start getting a lot more recognition outside of YouTube, outside, you know, in the mainstream film, you know, film industry than what he's getting right now, and because it's well deserved. You know, he's only got maybe 10, 15 years of life left. He's old, you know. So, God bless you, NickyNik. And maybe I can be in your movie. Or your next one. Or heck, maybe you can be in my next movie. All right, take care, bud.